Good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's morning flow. Let's get started on a positive note. Today, we are going to begin in a comfortable seat on our mat. As you arrive here, I want you to notice how you feel. If you just woke up, are you still tired, or have you been up for some time and have a little bit more energy? However you're feeling, I want you to be aware of it and accept it and start to notice your breath. As you notice where your breath is today, I want you to close your eyes and begin to take more meaningful breaths, deeper inhales and longer exhales. All together, let us begin to breathe deeper, taking an inhale in, retaining your breath for a slight moment in time, then releasing the breath out in a long exhale. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One more time, just like that. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now on your own, do 2 more cycles of breath, noticing how your breath has changed. Settle into that deep breathing that we will use throughout our practice this morning. Now we are going to bring our attention to our wrist, beginning to wake up the body. We will begin to draw circles with the wrist one way and then the other, stretching through the wrist by pressing the tips of the fingers back and down with the palm of our hand, then bringing our attention to the head and neck, bringing our ear over each shoulder, and then placing the weight of the hand on top of our head, deepening the stretch, making sure not to force any stretch too far. We will then begin to draw circles with the nose one way and then the other, remembering to keep the breath deep and meaningful. When you are ready, begin to bring the head back to center. From here, we will begin to transfer onto all fours. When you arrive here, begin to place your hands under your shoulders and your knees under your hip points. On your next inhale, drop the belly and begin to look up towards the sky, coming into a cow pose. On your exhale, begin to round through your back, coming into a cat pose. Continue to move through these postures in your own time and with your own breath, finding a stretch through your back body. On your next inhale, we are going to come back to a flat back position. Begin to walk your hands out in front of you, curl your toes under, and come back into a downward facing dog. As you arrive here, begin to pedal out through the feet, stretching through the back of the calves and the back of the legs. Claw through the fingertips and focus on grounding down through the thumb and pointer finger, keeping a flat back position and rotating your upper arm bones forward. On your next exhale, begin to shift forward, passing through a plank position, flipping onto the tops of the feet and coming into an up dog. You can find some easy movement here that feels good if you would like. On your next exhale, bring yourself back into a downward facing dog. Moving with your breath in your own time, continue to move through the up and down dog movements. This sequence of movement is known as a dancing dog. With each inhale, come into an upward facing dog, and with each exhale, bring it back into downward facing dog. On your next inhale, look forward. Bend through your knees and jump your feet to meet your hands at the top of the mat. Once you arrive here, bend your knees as generously as needed and begin to pedal out through the feet, finding a nice stretch through the backs of the legs. You can also find easy movement here by walking your hands left to right if it feels good. Coming back to center, on your next inhale, lift up into a flat back position, bringing the hands to the top of the thighs. On your exhale, bring it all the way down into a forward fold. Inhale to a flat back position, and exhale to come back into a forward fold. On your next inhale, we are going to come down to go up, reaching the hands up towards the sky. Once you reach the top, grab the left wrist with the right hand, leaning to the right, finding a side body stretch on the left side. On your next inhale, bring it all the way back up, grabbing the right wrist with the left hand and leaning to the left side and finding a side body stretch through the right side body. Inhale and bring it back to center, and exhale to come all the way down into a forward fold. Plant the palms onto the ground and step your feet back, coming into the top of a plank. Shift forward and begin to lower all the way down to the ground. On your inhale, bring the hands in line with the rib cage and press up. Coming into baby cobra. On your exhale, lower all the way down, curl the toes under, and press up all the way to downward facing dog. You can find easy movement here if it feels good. On your next inhale, shift forward, this time lowering belly to cobra or taking a chaturanga to up dog. On your exhale, make your way back into a downward facing dog. On your next exhale, bend the knees and slowly lower them to the mat. Walk your knees out about as wide as your mat or slightly wider than hip width apart, and bring the big toes to touch. Sit back and bring the hands out in front of you, coming into an extended child's pose. Begin to notice your breath again and just breathe. You can rock your head back and forth if it feels good, getting a slight massage on the brow bone. On your next inhale, begin to look forward, coming back up, bringing the wrist under the shoulders and the knees under the hip points. Bringing the left hand to the center of the mat, reach the right hand up to the sky, and then thread the needle, bringing the right shoulder to rest on the mat. If it feels good to you in your body, you can bring the left hand out in front of you, or you can leave it how it is. Next inhale, we will bring it all the way up, coming back to all fours, and we will begin to bring the right hand to the center of the mat. Lifting the left palm towards the sky and bringing the left shoulder to the mat. Threading the needle and finding the stretch on the opposite side of the body. Remembering that you do have the option to straighten through the right arm if it feels good for you and your body. Bringing it back to all fours, on your next exhale, peel the knees off the ground and curl the toes under, coming back into a downward facing dog. On your next exhale, look towards the top of your mat. Bring your feet to meet your hands, coming into a forward fold. On your next exhale, begin to round through the spine, tucking the chin to the chest and rolling up to a standing position, vertebrae by vertebrae. Once you reach the top, begin to walk your feet out slightly wider than hip width apart. Bring your hands to your waistline or to your heart center and begin to hinge at your hips, coming forward to a flat back position. If it is available to you, you can release your hands to the earth and possibly walk them in line with the arches of your feet and begin to draw the crown of your head towards the earth. next exhale, bring the hands back to your waistline or to heart center, and by connecting with your core, begin to come back up to a standing position, passing through flat back position. Once you reach the top, begin to heel-toe your feet together, coming into mountain pose. Bring your hands to your heart and notice your breath once more. Thank you for practicing with me here today and taking this time for yourself this morning. Thank you for starting your morning with this video. I hope you have an amazing day. Hopefully this practice has brought a light to your day. Namaste.